right, it is official. I just clocked out of my last shift up here on base, and I no longer have to come in because I'm now on administrative leave, and I will be until September 30th, 2025, which I think I said it was episode 730. Episode 7, what would be? Episode 710-ish. That's when it would be. That I would be off administrative leave. But anyway, it's extremely bittersweet. I'm very choked up at the moment. I'm sitting in the parking lot facing my job where I work, and I still have access to come up here for the next 5 months. I still have my card, and I can come up here and go to the gym and do whatever I want to do up here. And I think I could technically still come up to work and do my thing as far as, get on my work computer, check my emails or whatever, because I think I will have to do that because there's some stuff I'm working on that is definitely going to need my signature and my, for retirement, because I'm trying to withdraw all my retirement and all that stuff and get it into my hands again. It's so, real quick, it's so stupid and annoying that I have to go through an entire fucking process to get my money that I worked for out of an account that I didn't even want in the first place. It's just required for me to get the job to sign and agree that my money's going to go there and then that they're going to contribute to it themselves, whatever. My fucking goal is not to retire. I want to work. I want to make some cool shit, and I want to have a fulfilling life. I don't want to just sit on the couch and play golf. That's not me. I just want to continue doing shit, and that's the goal. So I don't want to retire. I don't need retirement money. Of course, it's always good to save for that stuff. Of course, it's always good to plan ahead. Of course, I'm never going to argue against that. But dude, I just can't help but think that there are people out there who do millions of dollars a month. Yet the typical path for somebody in America is you work from 18 to 65, and during that time, if you do every single possible thing absolutely 100% to the best of your ability and correct as fuck, you're gonna walk away with $7 million, $8 million. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't want that whatsoever. That's a lot of money. That's a fuck ton of money. But I literally have people in my contacts now who do millions a month, who have actually called me. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because I'm in contact with these people. Quite literally, I'm talking to them. Mina did $95,000 last month. $95,000. Last month. All my coworkers in where I work right now, no disrespect to anybody, I'm part of it. It would take us 15 months to make $95,000. Mina did it in a month. Now, and I say that just for perspective purposes. But I just disagree, for me, with that path. So retirement, all that shit, I disagree. Give me my money. Let me invest it into how I want to invest it now. Self-education, better resources, better tools, more efficient, XYZ. Let me do that. I don't want to put it in some account and then get, $50,000 over the course of 40 years if I would have put it in whatever. I don't know, dude. So anyway, little side tangent there. So I'm going to have to come back up here probably to check emails, but that's it. And I do like the idea that I can come back up and, give a proper goodbye to a lot of people, because there were some people here that weren't here today that I would have loved to have said goodbye to. We have, I'm going to name drop. We got Clancy, we got Mike McHale, we got Cameron. I would like to have said goodbye, especially Clancy. I talked with you yesterday, dude, but you're a good guy. And I would say that Clancy was a bigger part of the reason why I felt comfortable kind of sharing some of the stuff I was working on publicly, because if you guys remember, I kept it a secret, my podcast or, everything I was working on, because I just didn't want to talk about it. Turns out it was the dumbest thing I could have done. And even today, my manager was like, so you got a podcast? And I don't talk to this motherfucker about shit, about dick, about nothing. Nothing. I don't talk to him about anything. And I was like, how'd you know I have a podcast? He's like, I hear everything. I'm like, okay. So I just told him about that. And it was cool because I was just like, oh yeah, I got a podcast. This is what I'm doing. This is why. This is the goal. Lots of ambition, and I just talked to him about it like nothing. But months ago, I probably would have been like, oh fuck, I don't know. So anyway, point being, I didn't give a proper goodbye to a few people, and Yeah. What was interesting, I want to make this observation, but at the very end of the day, it was me in my manager's office. Everybody got in the big huddle that we do at the end of the day, and everybody was able to leave. And there was a handful of people that, instead of going to the door, they came to me, shook my hand, whatever, wished me well. And there was another handful of people that did not. And what's funny, that's not funny, it's cool, I guess. But the people, almost everybody that did not come and shake my hand or whatever, which I'm not asking them to do, I don't give a fuck. The people that did not, I didn't want them to. So it was kind of a win-win. But it's also like, oh, I see where we're at, But can't complain because I wouldn't have wanted the certain specific people to do so. A couple people that did, a couple people didn't, but, we're homies. I could probably just text them and be like, the fuck, homie? But, yeah. So, that's it. That's it. Matter of fact, it's kind of cool because this podcast started exactly 5 weeks after I got hired here. Matter of fact, this podcast started 2 weeks before I started working where I'm looking at right now. So this whole thing is this whole podcast, I've never recorded a show on this podcast and not worked here. That's pretty crazy. So moving forward, every single podcast that's recorded has nothing to do with this place anymore, So it means I can go to bed at 10 and I can wake up at 6 if I want. I can go to bed at midnight if I want and wake up at 8. I can do whatever. I can go to the gym in the mornings. I can see the sunrise. Unreal, dude. And I still get some of the perks up here until October. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just bittersweet saying goodbye to people, shaking their hand, and people walk up and they, give you a hug. It's like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna cry, And I did. I got choked up, started getting teary-eyed, but I don't know. Even my supervisor, I don't have a relationship with this guy. He's just literally just supervisor. But even saying goodbye to him at the end of the day, he kind of gave me that look like, hey, good luck. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna cry, And, yeah, because, I've got all my shit in boxes. I'm holding all my stuff. I got all my shoes. I'm borrowing a couple rolls of tape. And when I say a couple, I might 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8 rolls of tape. Something like that. I'll bring it back when I'm done with them. Just kidding. That's all a lie. I didn't steal or borrow tape. Who would do that? That's crazy. I didn't do that. But I got all my shit in boxes, and I carry my backpack. I'm looking around the shop, and I'm like, fuck, dude. This is one of the last times, if not the last time, I will ever be here. I'm just thinking about, I do that a lot, dude, because when I have these, when I know that something's coming to an end, I start to cherish the fuck out of the small things, So I'm looking around, I'm like, it's the last time I'm going to see this. Put all this work into this cart that I push around. I'm never going to see that again. I got this desk. I put so much work into this desk. I turn my monitor, whatever. All this stupid small shit. Like, I'm never going to see it again. I'm never going to use it again. I'm never going to be here again. And I text Lexi this. She says, I said, it's 100% official. I'm all done. Bittersweet as fuck. And she says, I'm sure it is, baby. I'm here for you if you need to talk about anything, with a heart. And all I said was just saying goodbye to people is tough. And then I said, I fought so hard for this and gotten myself into such a position to be able to take advantage of something like this. And I'm proud of myself. I just got to remind myself that this is the path that I chose, which is kind of me just saying, I have tried so hard to get into a spot where I can quit my job and do my own shit full time. I had this opportunity given to me, presented before me, to take advantage of this and get paid for pretty much 5 months to not work. And I wouldn't be able to quit and be so confident in myself to make this happen if I didn't have all this other shit lined up, if I didn't pursue my own abilities and take my shit serious. If I would have just kind of stayed put, played video games all day like I was in Colorado 2 years ago. Well, I guess, 2 years ago. Crazy, dude. 2 years ago I was in Colorado. If I would have just stayed that path in life, I wouldn't have met Lexi. I probably wouldn't be living in Utah. Wouldn't be having, sure shit, wouldn't have a podcast. Wouldn't have done 75 Hard more than likely. Life would be completely different. But because I realized that I was headed in a direction that I didn't want to go, I made small changes, and some were big, some were small. But it was just one after the other, you know. And to think that was only 2 years ago, it's exciting. So, yeah, I'm gonna go home, and I don't know. I'm just gonna go home, and I'm just gonna hang out. Probably put some stuff away in these boxes, and I don't know. Crazy, because it's not like I have to go to bed tonight at any specific time. I don't have to wake up tomorrow at any specific time. So I texted Mina and I said, hey dude, it's 100% official. Let's fucking go. And yeah, so that's it. So chapter, whatever you want to call it, the next chapter of life, it begins now. So that's it. That was the first 572, 572 episodes, including today. Every single episode up to this point has been recorded with me working where I work now. And now I do not have a job. I'm on admin leave. I think I can request to rescind it, but I'm not doing that. So yeah, here we go. Here's to bigger and better things. Bittersweet as fuck, but it's okay. I took some photos. Did a little selfie in the break room, so I'll always remember. Took a photo of my shop door, whatever, you know, the big entryway with my box of shit, avocado box, just for memories, just for documentation purposes. So then I got one more drink. I've got really great memories and good times, you know, coming over across the street, getting drink time. That's what I call it. Nick, if you're listening, that's for you, bro. Started with you, so we just walk across the street into this other building, go to the little self-serve express checkout station thingy with all these snacks and drinks. Just buy a drink, come back, and it's drink time is something I look forward to every day. And I just did it one more time for the memories, so when I got a drink, that's what I was opening earlier. Definitely shouldn't be drinking caffeine right now. It's a Monster, so it's only 150. It's a Blue Hawaiian, so I'm not worried about it, but just for the memories. So, just can't believe it, dude. It just happened so quick, you know. What gets me chills is when I think about quotes from Alex Hormozy when he says, it happens slower than you think. It happens slower than faster than you can imagine. That's kind of how I felt. You know, for the last 3 months, I have been doing everything I can to make sure that I don't want to say that. I feel like that's incorrect to say that I've been doing everything I can. I got an opportunity to take advantage of this, so I sent an email and I applied. That's all that I did. And then I got denied. And then I was like, okay, fuck. Got another opportunity, took advantage of it, and I got approved. So I don't want to say that I did everything I could, but I definitely was doing things in the back end to make sure that if I did get this opportunity that I could take advantage of it. So I guess I did, in that respect, do everything I could. But I don't know where I was going with that. I'm actually going to rewind because I don't know what the fuck I was saying. I accidentally clicked replace, so there's a blank spot. What I was saying in that blank spot is it happens slower than you think and then faster than you can imagine. I'm pretty sure that's the quote. I gotta look it up now. It happens slower than you think, then faster you can imagine. Alex Hormozy. Oh, it happens slower than you expect and then faster than you can imagine. It happens slower than you expect and then faster than you can imagine. I know that quote pertains to business and success and entrepreneurship and, you know, whatever, personal growth, whatever. But yeah, so it got announced January 28th, so February, March, April, May. So almost 4 months, 3.5 months, it's just been, I don't want to say torture, it sounds exaggerative, but it was just so fucking draining being told, hey, we have this opportunity. You want to take advantage of it? And I said yes. And they said, okay, well, we are going to let you know sometime in the future what we're going to do with you. In the future, though. And it's like, okay, well, how do I plan? And then it's like they say, well, make a plan, but don't make anything official yet. And it's like, okay, well, I got stuff lined up. I'm ready. Can you give me an okay? And they say, yeah, we will give you an okay, maybe, and in the future. And it's like, okay, I need to know so I can get my shit going. And then it's like they say, absolutely, dude, no worries. I totally understand. We will give you an answer. And thank you for your patience. And we will give you an answer. And it's like, okay, dude, let's fucking get going on. And then they say, cool, so next week, give you an answer. And then I say, okay, fuck, finally. And then next week comes around, nothing. 2 weeks, nothing. 3 weeks, nothing. And then 4 weeks, they say, all right, Monday's the day. And it's like, okay. And then I'm checking all the emails. I'm checking all the posts. I'm trying to gather as much information as I possibly can so that I know what's coming, so that I can make the best decisions. And then I finally get the yes and the okay. And it's like, what a relief, dude. No more limbo. I'm here. I made it. I don't know, dude. Just to be free of that. The thought that was my leadership is a breath of fresh air to know that I'm no longer underneath that command, that level of, I don't even know what you'd call it. I'm not affiliated with that anymore. I mean, technically I am until September 30th, but I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. Just bittersweet. So I'm going to end this before I keep on talking and saying a whole bunch of nothing. I love you guys. I might be back later with more info. More things to say. But if not, then that's the show. Peace out. Love you. If not, then I'll be back. But anyway, thanks for listening.